Hi guys, just want to do a quick lesson on our comparing fractions part 2 assignment. So before we get started in the actual assignment, there's an important term that we haven't talked about yet in our fractions unit. The word is equivalent. So when two fractions are the same size, they're said to be equivalent. Equivalent, if I take out the IV and the ENT, you'll see that the word that's left there is the word equal. That's what equivalent means. Equivalent means equal, means the same. So an example of this is like if I have a rectangle and I fold it in half, you'll see that the shaded in part shows what 1/2 would look like. Now, if I take one and I fold it into 4s, but then look at 2 of those pieces, you'll see that I have the same amount of fraction there. 1/2 and 2/4 are the same size. They're equivalent. And we can write that as 1/2 is equal to 2/4. And we kind of did that when we were making our fraction strips. We would fold one the same as the previous one, but then just put an extra fold in it. So for these questions right here, and the ones on the back side of the page, I want you to use your fraction strips and find out, is one greater than the other? Is one less than the other? Or are they equal? Are they equivalent? So for example, if I have 2/4 and 1/3, I would take my fourths and I would look at how big 2/4 is. And then I'd look at my third and look at how big 1/3 is. And I see that 2/4 is bigger than 1/3. Okay? For the second one, 3/5 and 6/10, I would take out my fifths and my tenths. And if I look at 3/5 on here, that's this big from here to here. And 6/10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10 is this big on here. If I look at that, I'll see that they are actually exactly the same size. 3/5 and 6/10 are equal. Okay? Take a look at the rest of them on this page, and I'm going to put a review video on for them as they go along. One thing I want you to do is I do want you to look at those and think about, how could multiplying and dividing help me out when it came to equivalent fractions? All right, guys, I'll see you.